There's not many dishes left, actually. The caterer took care of most of it. But there were some mugs that were still being used when the caterer left, because they went home after they'd finished serving the dinner and cleaning up. So I've got a few to do. Nothing bad, though. I know this is late. I'm not expecting a huge number of people to be on. Maybe some of my West Coast friends and the Aussies may be out there. But yeah, I just wanted to check in and let everyone know how things went. And to give a slightly longer live stream than I've given so far today. I always intend to do, way more of this kind of stuff. But I tell you, when you're running one of these cons and it's a small-scale con, that means that you're doing most of it. Hello, Australia. Mercurius, you've been here for all of the live streams. I know I saw you at least one of them. You are resorting to reporting. Anyway, when you're doing a con of this size, it means that the person who's organizing it is doing a lot of it. Although I'm going to tell you right now, I had a lot of help today. Matthew shows up really early and is helping. Bob shows up. Those two together did a whole bunch. Paint Minis Live, Bill from Paint Minis Live came. He set up his own stuff, but he also helped set up generally. Philip came and he held something for me once. He intended to come and help out, but he was caught, delayed, and then by the time he got there, we were nearly done. And there are a lot of things, I have to say, there's a lot of things in a con like this where really kind of only the organizer is going to be able to do it. Like, to go print something off. Well, I have an office here. I have a computer here. I know the printer. I have to be the one to do that. There's a lot of that kind of stuff that just really, it just comes down to one person's got to do it. So I was running all over. But fortunately, two things. One, I did have help. So for the things that were like, could you do this? God bless them. And they moved all this, no, it's not there, it's over here. They moved all this pop. I got to get it in the fridge so it's cool for tomorrow. But they did all this pop and all this food. They moved it over from the house. Not a complaint. They helped move Dirty Basement Terrain's his terrain for auction and for prizes and stuff, and moved that over for me. Bless him. So this is all good, and so it allowed me to do the things that only the guy who's running the convention can do. So I did all that. I also suffer from only child disease, right? Like, I was an only child, and so I have a hard time. You're like, no, I'll do it. One has character flaws, but yeah, it's all good, and feeling good. At the end of the day, we played my game of the first night. I last year I did it too. I had a game, 10 players. It's a lot of people playing a game, but I have to say I'm a little disappointed. I did not kill any characters this year. Hey Bob, it was great having you play. It was great having you play. Bob was Tarbeer, the dwarf, who was there to avenge. Oh heavens, I forget his name from last year. His other dwarf last year. I did kill a dwarf. Last year I killed like 3 PCs. So, pardon me, washcloth. So I was expecting far more carnage, but they were playing it safer this year, and yeah, they just. I hope I get to do a TPK. Actually, last year it was not a TPK, but boy, there was a lot of them. Actually, come to think of it, it was 4 or 5. I do too, Hungar. I do too. Maybe in 2025. Yeah, we killed a lot of characters last year. In fact, actually, none of the opening night games. Hey, Warrior King. None of the opening games had any deaths. The Wall of Heroes remains empty. So, That's, I mean, part of it, like, one of the games was a Hardy Boys game, and the Hardy Boys don't get killed. They get hit on the head. I don't know how much Hardy Boys you've read, but pretty much every book, one of them gets hit on the head, to the point that, I mean, I've read a bunch of them to Touchberry. He could read them himself, but he likes to be read to. Touchberry and Bob Johnny, I read the Hardy Boys to them sometimes. And this last book that we were going through, what was it? It was the case of the mystery of the Haunted Fort. The Haunted Fort. I know, brother. I know. Yeah, and I hope you get over the hump on that one. I know you are in and out of hospitals on your live stream. God bless you though for live streaming from hospitals. Oh good heavens, what was I saying again? I don't know what I was saying. It really doesn't matter. Yeah, they played more carefully this year, and did not want to go after the big bad. Like, we fought the big spiders. No, you fought the small and the medium-sized spiders. No, we fought the big ones. But no, I don't think we want to fight the... No, let's not fight the big ones. A lot of people got paralyzed. They fought shroud spiders, which shoot a paralyzing... Hardy Boys, that's what I was talking about. Yes, thank you very much. I'll get back to the Hardy Boys detour. The mystery of the Haunted Fort. And we got to some chapter, and I don't remember what was happening in the plot. Joe was investigating something, and whenever they split up, the boy's like, oh, someone's getting knocked out. I will do my best, Hongar. You have a good night's sleep. Every time one of the Hardy Boys goes off alone, my boy's like, oh yeah, someone's getting hit on the head. And you know what? He was. I don't know if I'm spoiling anything for you. In the mystery of the hidden fort, Joe gets hit on the head. Knocked out. Yeah. It's... God bless them. They never get killed, though, so the Hardy Boys game didn't have a TPK in it. As I was saying, I had a lot of paralysis. They went up against shroud spiders, and shroud spiders, they shoot a paralyzing web. For me, brain damage, definitely. Oh no, you're talking about the Hardy Boys. Yeah, well, they would have brain damage. They would have so much head trauma. If you really took those, you can't take the stories too much as a series like of actual connected stories, because they are 17 and 18 for decades. Because even if you track the internal logic to the stories, I mean, quite apart from like Garfield, Garfield ran far long. Is it still running? Far longer though than a cat would ever live, right? I always thought that they should end Garfield with John, sitting behind that counter that seems to be everywhere in their house, and saying, sometimes owning a cat means hard choices. Choices like, will I have a chair or a shredded pile of stuffing? Or will I have any food, or will I run out of lasagna? Sometimes the choices are harder. And like the last shot is, John going into the vet's office with a decrepit old Garfield. Is that dark? That's probably dark. Oh man. I'm sort of sleep deprived. But that, or John at a little, like backyard grave like people dig for their cats. And, weeping at the grave kind of thing. I thought that'd be a cathartic end to Garfield. And I loved Garfield as a kid. I really loved it. But no, so that kind of logic where, this cat has been alive for years, you could argue like, well, you know what? It's just every day is jam-packed with stuff for Garfield, and you're only seeing a couple of seconds of time, and, no, actually, he hasn't lived for 23 years or whatever, right? It's not like that though, because if you in the stories, they track. Hey, Wave. In the Hardy Boys stories, they'll say it's winter now, it's summer now. They were starting a new school year. Oh, Mark, that is dark. But like the Hardy Boys they're constantly starting their senior year or something, and they explain the fact that they're both in school, that Frank got sick, and it was like with mono or something, right? Like he got really sick. But they are hardy, so he apparently bounced back from it to the point that he can tackle, and beat up hardened criminals. He can take multiple concussions. It's just the logic you gotta go with the Hardy Boys, right? You don't. I mean, it's classic wish fulfillment for boys, isn't it? Like their father is this, cool, tough, right? And he buys them motorcycles, a speedboat. It's everything you want, a teenage boy or a preteen boy, really, because that's really what they're aimed at, is like hoping for in life. A dad who buys them motorcycles and airplanes. At one point, he bought him an airplane. Like, come on. I remember, Dad, can I have this action figure? No. Hardy Boy's dad bought him an airplane. Actually not, because by the time I was reading the Hardy Boys, my dad had died, so feel bad about that, Internet. Anyway, I am definitely saucy tonight. I'm tired. But, yeah. The comments show up and then they fade on this thing, so now I don't know what that said. Because I didn't look up in time to see it. So when you describe them like that, and then it goes away, and I didn't know what it said after that. But at any rate, I suspect it was insightful. I'll try to be more diligent about seeing comments. I've got it on because you've had it on the horizontal. It's just my phone propped up on the ledge there, on the window ledge above the sink, and so it doesn't have a separate column. I talked to Bear about making more oak. We did have a first day. We did oh, really? Well, so you had more deaths than, although that's Call of Cthulhu for you. Yeah, I didn't get any character deaths, which I don't actually go out seeking them. But yeah, they were far more cautious this year than they were last year. Last year we had dwarves diving into. Don't drop it in the sink. The trivia. I have not scored the trivia yet. People said the questions were easier. I don't know if they said the same thing about the Beckney questions, because I don't know if it was just I wasn't trying, but I looked back at them afterward and hell, those are a lot harder than my questions were last year. Yeah. At any rate, I haven't scored them yet because we do the trivia with dinner. Boo harumph. We did the trivia with dinner, and then right from dinner into games. So I'm gonna score them probably tomorrow morning and let people know who won. So. Is that it? That's it. Dinner was great. The dinner was great, though. There's Coast Catering. I'm giving them some advertising here, but half of you are in Australia or Florida, whatever, so none of you are going to use their services unless you come up to Ontario. And please do, it's lovely. But I'll mention them anyway because they did a lovely job. Lemon chicken with roasted vegetables and basmati rice or pilaf rice, with some sort of rice, some sort of schmancy pants rice. The dessert was delicious. It was delicious. And roasted potatoes, and it was good. So that was very nice. And so they did a great job. And so I went right from dinner into the game, so I didn't have time to grade them to score the trivia. But I will. And now we have for a beverage, because it's a nice sort of fall thing. Had hot apple cider. Well, now I've got some cold apple cider here. There you go. That I think I'm going to drink because I really like apple cider. I shouldn't. It's is probably way too short. Nobody needs that shot. Let's see. There we go. A little higher. Anyway, I gotta find a container to put it in, though. Gotta find a container to put it in. Yeah. And I'll show you. We get all sorts of good snacks for tomorrow. Popcorn. We're putting bowls of popcorn out. We got chips because you can't play without snacks, really. These little yogurt things are really good. They're really good. Got to get the pop in the all that pop. I got to get it all in the fridge. I don't know if there's room now. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Yes. Cool. I'm gonna just. Why am I showing you the inside of the church fridge? Well, because why not? Like, just that's how tired I am. That's how tired I am. Yeah, but it was a good opening day of the con. Paint Minis Live was paint minis like crazy. Yes, the Tomb of Horrors is being played tomorrow, and Fleetwood is playing in it. The glamour. Fleetwood is playing in Tomb of Horrors tomorrow, so that's going to be fun. And he has bought himself the Fleetwood's Cabinet of Curiosities. He bought the AD&D Monster Manual. Looks chilly? No, it was chicken, not chili. See what I did there? See what I did with the funny and the being funny and the laughter and the jokes, and where did the onions go? Oh, thank heavens. I was afraid they chopped the onions up to put in the these aren't for the dinner, they're for the onion eating contest. Good heavens, I can't have those going anywhere. That'd be a disaster. So anyway, it was a good and let's see. We had so the first day there was I ran the Beckney game. Oh, good heavens. Michael ran, because onions have layers. Michael ran Draw Steel. I don't know. It has a long acronym. I think it's the Matt Colville system. And then this, all the names are leaving me. Rollins. Mr. Rollins, her first name. It's all gone. And he ran the Hardy Boys. Old Geek has not run his. Yes, Bandits Keep and Mages Musings were there tonight. Old Geek was here tonight. He played in my game. He was a cleric whom he named Father Aaron, thinking that somehow that would keep him from being killed. Well, I mean, it did. Nobody got killed. But he did get. He. He managed to somehow always actually do the team harm. he cast a bless spell before they went into combat with these 3 giant spiders. And that gives everyone a +1 to hit, a +1 damage, right? And the elf rolled a natural 1 as he shot his bow into melee. Well, you're going to, have a high probability of hitting somebody other than you're missing the target. Obviously you've rolled a 1, but you have a high probability of hitting a friend, and I rolled it and he hit a friend, and so he actually had the guy roll his own damage, because like that way it'll be your fault, right? This was Kevin Redcaps, which is kind of funny. Redcaps being as sort of chaotic as they are. But anyway, so Chris rolls his damage, and then Mage's Musings helpfully reminds him that he needs to add 1 to the damage because the guy who shot it had bless. That was funny. Yeah, and we got the vendor thing is really cool. Because in addition to Paint Minis Live, who I can't show you now because there's a breakfast here tomorrow, and they use this table for something, so he's set up there. But he brought so much stuff, like he brought all this equipment, and he's doing all sorts of fabulous stuff over there. And then over here, we had Joop Joop Rocket Art in the corner. She's taking her stuff down, but I did post somewhere somewhere pictures of the art that she did for Bill. Actually, she's doing commissions. You can go up and say, describe the character, and she's drawing the, and painting them in and everything. And then BS Games is here. Oh, BS Games. No, yeah, there you go. Yeah, so I'm making sure I can't see the. Did I put it on Twitter? Yeah. Anyway, BS Games is here, and with their new game Sonoda, which we actually played last year while it was sort of in alpha or beta or something. It was in beta, and Bob Johnny played it and did quite well at it and enjoyed it. Bob Johnny invented a game. Let's see, where is it? It's in here. Yeah, he invented a game called Hex Warriors, and it's really quite fun. It's played with these geometric shapes, and they have various properties, and they have the good guys are the Hex Warriors and the Square Soldiers. The bad guys are zombies, ghouls, and vampires and skeletons. But with these geometric shapes, so we had for homeschooling to teach them shapes and tiling, and not bathroom tiling, but how shapes can tile. Anyway, so he invented a game around it, and it's really pretty fun. It's really pretty fun. So yeah, it's all good. Anyway, we did that, and now tomorrow morning there's going to be a breakfast here that will be open, obviously, for the con, but also for the community. So we've rearranged the tables a little bit to give more room for the non-gamers, and that'll be an interesting sort of collision with the normies, right? Welcome to our world. That's all good. Yeah. Did I show you the keep already? I'm going to show you again because I worked like a dog on this thing the last couple of weeks. Got the kids renovating the house. Let's see. Yeah, I worked like a dog on this. So I'm going to show it off again. The keep. Yes, you saw it. Good. Cool. Yeah, that's what it looks like in the end. I will show the final process. I have the video. It is a ridiculous long amount of video. It's a ridiculously long, an abundant amount of footage that I've got to whittle down and put into high speed and whatnot and things like that. And I'm going to do that after con, obviously, after con. But yeah, it's going really well. It's going really well. So I've got a few more things to move around here, some chairs to set out for tomorrow's breakfast. And then I'm going over to my office and collapsing because with the 8 to midnight game, the boys obviously didn't stay for that. They went home. They have violin tomorrow morning, and then they're coming back to the con immediately after their violin classes. But that means that my wife has to have the car. Thank you. First floor for next year. Well, you know what? I had wanted to do the towers, and I'm going to do those after the con. I am sleeping in the office, but this time not during work hours, Wave. So it's a little different. I'm going to do the towers, in the next weeks to get those on there because that's the state that it's in now. But there was just no way. I thought I was going to do it. I thought, yep, I'll get the towers done. And as the con drew closer, and I just way too busy. Nope, not happening. But anyway, it is what it is. It's complete in its way. There's just no little towers. There's really only one intact tower on it anyway. It doesn't matter. But yeah, that's the story, and I'm sticking to it. So I got a few more things to move around to get ready for the breakfast tomorrow, and I'll give you a shot. I will shoot you a shot of the Cabinet of Curiosities. There's the Fleetwood's Cabinet of Curiosities. There's a bunch of books underneath and DVDs and stuff. And just a whole pile of cool stuff. There's these individually little bagged minis. I don't know how well you can see through the bag there, but whole bunches of those. And we've got ElfQuest here. And ElfQuest. And some minis. A number of them have already sold, obviously. Bunch of cool games. Minis, Essex miniatures, and the inside of here is a dragon, which looks pretty cool. You can can see the dragon? Okay. And yeah, Monster Coliseum, all sorts of cool stuff. And this box, it's got some really cool stuff going on in it, including, ta-da! Yeah. Friend Folio. Oh no, that's Fiend. Sorry. Yeah. Anyway, good stuff in there. Don't let the dragon out. Who let the dragon out? And this is actually Fleetwood's, but he didn't have the $20 on him. But grumpy old Slan is a soft touch and said, "Yeah, you can bring it in tomorrow. I'll set it aside for you." So that's not to be sold. I should probably put that underneath, shouldn't I? Yeah, I should put that underneath. Don't want anyone buying that tomorrow. But ouch, my back hurts. So this is all good. It's all good. Anyway, yeah. Oh, and I printed off for anyone who came to the con. I also gave it to the patrons, but I printed off for anyone who came to the con gets the Mystery of the Missing Man, which I again did up like a TSR. But they got a copy of that for what it's worth. No, you know what? He really isn't that grumpy. He's not that old. I don't know what a Slan is, but if he's not that, then it is just really false advertising. But no, he's not grumpy at all. He's a lovely man. He's a lovely man. I really like he and Old Geek, Ye Old Geek does this as well. They just find old horror stories or mystery stories. I think they just read them, you know. And so the screen will just be a picture. So actually, Slan will do a scan down the book so you can see the page going by. And it's lovely. I'll often put it on in the morning when I'm making the coffee and getting breakfast ready and things like that. Just listen to it. It's pretty cool. Anyway, yeah, that's about it. I should get this stuff done and go to bed and sleep in my office. Y'all have a good night, or if you're in Australia, have a good day. Good day, and I'll give you more news from the con as it happens, or probably after it happens, because while it's happening, I'm just too busy. Oh, I do need to see Slam Were Aliens in a Voight novel. Okay. Pretty cool. I do want to show you the map of where are you from map. I mean, I knew it was going to be like this, right? All clustered in Canada. We have some people from New York and PEI and New Brunswick, but then of course the Old Geek there, logging in from England. So it was great to meet him in person and all the other folks. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Anyway, have a very good night, everyone.